probably with some of the blue. Alright, let's do something interesting with the white part of the texture here. Again, we'll come back and fix the underside in just a minute. Let's go with just through here, I think. Bake it down. And now, you see that's stretching that's happening. That's my fault for not turning on layer mask, so I'm going to do that now. I'm just going to jump to the project tab and turn edge masking on. You see how that shades red, which means it won't pick up the texture. That's alright, let's just fix up this bit here at the top that we just messed up. And we'll go with darker blue, I think. This is one of the reasons I really like painting with a 3D Paint program though, because you can paint across UV seams and you can see exactly what the texture is going to look like without having to jump backwards and forwards between Photoshop and your 3D program. Bake that down. And that bit in there, I'm just going to bake that down. Alright, let's remove that bit of white that's showing up just there. Again, we'll just paint it with some blue. I think we'll do the same thing just down there in that little edge. I want to keep the white through the middle section here because I think it's an interesting look. So now I'm just rotating my way around the model to make sure that my edges blend in together. Probably blend that one a little bit better. Alright, now let's start working on, before we do these inside edges here, let's start working on the bottom of the model. Again, I'm going to leave edge masking on. I haven't scaled the model and I haven't scaled the texture. It's important not to do that. Smurfberry Barbecue, hey, how are you? How's it going? We're just finishing up the texturing on the last column. It's the last piece of geometry in the model that we need to texture up. Let's bake that down. Long time no see. We'll fix up this blending in just a minute. You're touching up some photos from your sister's graduation. Oh, cool. So did the graduation go well? Oh, I'm forgetting to move my texture here, which I really shouldn't be. I should move it over a bit so it's a bit different. And again, we're going to come back and blend the top and the bottom parts together in just a minute. That line there. You went to Florida for a week. Oh, cool. You like the hot weather? I'm off to interstate shortly for Christmas, so I actually will be. I'm streaming this week, but I'll be taking 2 weeks off to go to visit my family for Christmas and the New Year. Next week, starting next week, so I'll be back on the 9th to start streaming again, January the 9th, but I'm here tomorrow and Thursday. Wednesday. I'm here streaming Tuesday and Wednesday as well. But I'm just saying that because where my family live is a very hot state, so... It all went through and you had to wake up at like 5 a.m. for it. Oh, really? You went well. Yeah, I think my flight is not until about 3 in the afternoon, so I can sleep in and then go to the airport. But they live in a hot state as well, so I'm not used to the hot weather. So it'll be fun. That's the reason I moved down here, because I like the colder weather. And bake that down. Alright, let's start blending these textures together a bit better now. Let me see here. This is going to be a challenge. Let me change my brush a little bit here. I'm going to feather it out a bit more. Start to bring these two textures together a bit better. And again, we're going to be putting dirt marks over the top of all of this in a minute anyway, so let's go with yeah. Again, I'm going to come back and blend that in a little better again, just in just a second. This one, I think we'll blend it with this one. Okay, let's start giving us a bit more of a blend between the top and the bottom. I'm also just checking out. That looks fine, okay. Checking our lower texture here, but it seems okay. So I'm just going to start giving this a bit more of a blend between the two. And again, I'm using a really wide brush, feathered brush here. Let's have a look at this one here. I'm going to I'm going to bring my brush size in just a little bit. Just so I have a little bit more control as to where I'm painting. I'm just looking at those white marks to make sure that they blend here on the corners. I may carry that white line up a bit, I think. Don't go too nuts with these really noticeably white streaks, otherwise it'll start looking a bit odd, like a zebra or something. You just want them here and there. This will help too, because we're going to be copying this texture to the other side of the model instead of creating a new version. Having a white streak on one side and a different white streak on the other, when we rotate the texture around or the model around, it'll look completely different. So, because when we're looking at this side of the model, you won't see the back side, and when we're looking at this side, you won't see the other white side, so it'll look like two unique textures. Now, I want to copy this line mark here through. That line there. Around the outside here of the model. It looks like one block here and one block here type thing. I won't worry about that side there. They all line up, that's fine. Now I'm looking for spots here that look like they're being duplicated, like these dots here. I don't really like the look of that, so I'm going to paint them out. Hey Sniper Echo, how's things? What have you been up to? I was saying to the guys in the chat there just before that I went to see Rogue One, the new Star Wars, well I guess it's Star Wars, the same universe movie. It's really good, really good. I won't give away any spoilers, but it is very good. They did a really good job. I'm going to paint out that mark there. I'm just looking to make sure there's no obvious repetition happening in the texture here. Like that and that there. They look too similar to me, so I'm going to paint the lower one out. But yeah, no, Rogue One was really well done. The effects were great. The story was good. Acting was good. Alright, now that we have our base texture sort of sorted here, now we can start scaling the model up and the texture up. Just when you're laying it down, don't scale. You can't wait to see Rogue One. It does. It is great. It's really good. Yeah, I recommend it. The story was great. effects are great. I won't give away any spoilers, but it's great. Disney did a really good job. Well, can't you, it's in the theatres, isn't it? You can go and see it. No, Reco? Definitely one I'll be buying on Blu-ray when it comes out. I'm just going to go and fix these edges in here up now. I'll scale my texture up a bit here. And not at 3 AM you can't? No, well, that's true. Is it 3 AM where you are? Maybe I should think about changing my streaming schedule. I thought if I chose 5 PM Pacific time in the US that would be good for most of you guys, but a lot of you guys seem to be up really late. I mean, for me it's midday, so well, it's nearly 2 now, so in the afternoon. 3 AM, no, dear. I'll have to think about, I have to keep that in mind with you guys as to what time I'm streaming. I thought though if I picked this time it'd be good for most people. But like I said, even if it's 12 here or 5 when I start over there, 5 PM, it's like 1 AM in the UK, so I know it's not great for everyone. I'm just blending the texture between the corner pieces here, so let's keep working our way down and blend that in a bit more. I don't really want the blue, I want more of the lighter colour, I think. Yeah, definitely the lighter colour. I probably should reduce my brush size a little bit as well. Yeah, I think it's a good idea. So have you guys got anything interesting planned for Christmas? Are you going away or visiting family? I was saying I'm streaming today, tomorrow and Wednesday US time, of course. But then I'm going to be gone for 2 weeks. I'll be back on the 9th of January. So I've got to fly interstate to see my family for Christmas and the New Year. My brother and sister, and do all of that sort of thing. So that'll be fun. I was just saying I don't like the warm weather and I have to fly up to interstate where it's quite warm, so. Come on. Most likely in Blender most of the time. Did you watch Galen's stream the other day? I had to go to bed because it was really late for me when he did his stream, his 12-hour stream I think it was. It was like 2:30 in the morning, 3 o'clock for me, so I had to toddle off. You watched most of it? Cool. Did he get his ship finished? You know, I think he was working on that spaceship, that drop ship I think it was. See, he doesn't start streaming for me until really late, so... He has some project with that ship, okay. I know he uses Blender, so hopefully you can pick up some tips from him in using the software. I know that you're a Blender guy like he is. He was still at it when he signed off. Yeah. I did mean to catch him again in the morning, but he'd already finished by the time I woke up and got online. Still, I'm glad it went well for him. I'll have to catch up with him next time he's streaming. I don't want that colour. Looks like you're going to turn off edge masking here. Just so I can get into these fiddly bits here. The software you're using has some serious features. The whole suite of tools cover pretty much everything. You're talking about Mari, the software I'm painting in now, or? Because yeah, it does. It's good, good piece of software. It does do a lot. Like I said, most of the 3D paint programs nowadays will do 3/4 of what you need anyway. But I do like Mari. I guess it's what you're used to as well, what you're used to using. And I've always liked the fact that I can paint with really large texture maps in Mari. And then reduce them down later on as I need to. going to... I'll just jump into the UV view for a minute. I want to see what's happening here. Oh, you mean Eon View? Yeah, well, you know, Eon View is great. It, like I said, it's for rendering environments, 3D environments, you know, vegetation, it's great. I've never used anything as good as it, personally. There's really nothing much like it on the market. It's pretty unique that way. And like I said, I know you can get some vegetation environment renders done in any 3D software with using multi-scatter, or I think it's Forest Pro, they're plugins for Macs. I think they might be for Maya as well. Using V-Ray, but as far as 3D software itself goes, Eon View's program is great. It does it all. From wind animation of the plants to rendering out layers if you want to do some compositing in Photoshop or in Nuke or anything. It's a great piece of software. I'm going to do some of these finer details here in the UV layout because, like I said, it can be difficult sometimes to hit these really small, narrow places in the 3D viewport. You generally got to get on a real extreme angle, and then you're going to get some stretching happening. Did you download the program? Like, they've got a personal learning edition you can download and try out for free of View. Well, then they've got a range of different versions of their software that range in price. Yeah, some of the features are unreal, and some of the results you get from it are just amazing. Really, really amazing. Cool. Yep, good. I don't know if they've released the new version of the Personal Learning Edition yet. 2016 is the new... They only released that probably about 3 weeks ago, the actual version of Extreme and Infinite. I'm not even using that myself. I'm still using the 2015 version. So I know at some stage they're going to update the Personal Learning Edition to the new 2016 version. That's the only reason I mention it. I'm just being careful as I paint through here. I don't overlap the UVs beside it. I don't accidentally paint on the UVs beside it. Yeah, well, definitely have a play around with the software though, because it can do so much. It's full on, that program, it really is. Let me jump back into the 3D viewport. I'm actually going to jump back into 3D here. I'm going to turn layers back on again. Masking, sorry, back on. Yeah, well, they recently were bought by a company called Bentley. Eon View were. So they own the rights to all the software now. They're actually releasing it. They're still keeping the Eon View name and the websites and stuff, but Bentley purchased the software. And they're the ones, I think, developing it now. So everything will stay the same on View's website, but Bentley own them. But it's certainly good software, and like I said, it's something I've never seen the like of. There is nothing really like View on the market. Yeah, initially people were concerned when Bentley purchased it that they were going to stop developing it, but it doesn't seem to be the case. They seem to still be making updates on the software, so. Now I'm just looking for spots here that need to be fixed. Like through here, that black line there. I'm just trying to find that in the UV viewport here. Yeah, no, it is. It's great software for sure. And like I said, it can take a little while to learn it all because it's pretty, you know, there's a lot there to learn. But if you just want to get started and throw down like a mountain and some trees and that sort of thing, it does that pretty easily and pretty quickly. And you can create some great renders with it. Even if you don't use it as a full-on 3D program, you can use it as like backgrounds for your other artwork and stuff. Like render out a mountaintop scene and then bring that into Photoshop to put with your other artwork. I do that sometimes myself, so it's good for a lot of different uses. It's not just creating complete 3D environments. It's like compositing work and stuff. It's good for that too. Okay. I wonder if it's that there. I'm finding it very difficult to find that mark. No, I don't think it's that. Geez, you wouldn't think it'd be so difficult to find that part of the texture that I want. But it is. Let me come back to that. It shouldn't be that hard to see because it's like black in there. I seem to find it really difficult here to spot it. Anyway, let's jump back into our 3D viewport here for a minute and see if we can't paint over it this way. I'm going to turn off masking here. I'm just going to have to be really careful. Yeah, it's something weird going on there. It's not over painting properly either. I'm not sure what the problem with that is. It may be, I can see Z fighting happening there. It may be a overlapping poly in the original model. Let's save our project. You were wondering what the UV looked like for the pillars. Yeah, that's the UV here. It's just a flattened map though, so that we have unique UVs for every part of the model, and that helps us when we do a paint over. And that's why I like Mari too, because you can work in the 3D viewport, or you can jump into the UVs and paint them up that way as well. For any fiddly little bits that you find it hard to paint in 3D on. Let's export this texture and bring it into Max. So I'm going to export flattened and export everything flattened. And we're going to be saving it as a target file. I'm calling it that column, that one there. I'm just going to rename it that column underscore painted as a target, of course. We're going to bring it into Max. I'm going to check it in Max. Yeah, I like the option of being able to paint in the UVs. Like I said, sometimes I'll paint up UVs in Photoshop. I won't always use the 3D paint program, because sometimes Photoshop is just quicker and easier. So. Then with Mari though, you have the option of both. You can paint in the UVs like Photoshop or paint in 3D. Let's jump back into Max quickly and load up the texture map here. I'm just going to replace that grey texture now with the painted up version. The painted up version is not finished or done. I just want to check on a couple of areas that are happening, black spots showing up. I want to see what's going on. It's going to assign that painted version that we just did. You can see we get a continuity between the top smaller column and the bottom one though. That's what I was looking for. The same as we did with these smaller ones here. But there are just a couple of areas like that needs to be painted out. Once we finish doing the texture on this though, fixing those small areas, all of our texturing now is pretty much done though on the terrace. We put those small columns in the corner that were missing last week, and we've textured up pretty much everything. Once we're finished doing this texture, we can start making sure everything is lined up properly on the model before we start doing some exporting and doing some renders. Let's isolate this. Actually, before I do this isolation, we may do that tomorrow, I think. I think what I may call it a day for today. And we'll pick it up tomorrow, fixing up those errors on that column there. And just adding a little bit more dirt to the top and the bottom. It doesn't need a lot of dirt because the texture itself is pretty detailed. There's just a couple of spots here and there that we need to fix the texture up on, like on the sides here. And I've got to look at what that black mark is that I can't paint over. I have a feeling it may be an overlapping polygon, but we'll look at that tomorrow. So we're nearly done texturing it up, thank goodness. Not much more to go. We'll finish this column texturing tomorrow, and then we can start bringing in, then I want to go over the model to make sure that everything's lining up correctly, fixing up things like this intersection here. Thank you for popping in, Sniper Echo, and everybody else that popped in to say hi. You too, Smurfberry Barbecue, and Dr. Goud, I know you're gone, but thank you for popping in, and Feet's Good. All you guys, it's always great to chat to you. I will be back on again tomorrow at 5 p.m. Pacific time in the US. That's 12 p.m. in Australia and 1 a.m. in the UK. Thank you guys that followed my channel. Destiny Music, Dr. Goud, thank you very much for following as well. I see that you followed the channel, and Eliteness, thank you for the followers as well. I always post 15 minutes to my Twitter page, before I go live, so keep an eye on that if you're not sure. I will be back on again tomorrow at 5 p.m. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you hopefully tomorrow. See you guys.